Welcome to the Morning Drive Live. I'm the Mad Trucker. Uh, this live is welcome to any and everybody that would like to attend, on the condition that if you would like to participate in the comment section, you greet everyone first in a peaceful fashion according to your custom, culture, or way. Okay. Read my channel description first, because if this is not for you, if that's not something that you're interested in, I respectfully ask you just to, scroll on. Nobody's putting a gun to your head making you watch me. I go live from time to time. I do it sporadically. I usually try to go on at 1400 hours Central Standard Time, but due to pressing business, I haven't been able to keep up with that schedule. That compounded with the fact that usually when I do these lives to spark intelligent conversation, it never really, it seldom happens. It happens, but, and if just one person comes in, greets everybody peacefully, whether I'm here by myself or there's 1,000 people in the room, I appreciate your presence. I do not get paid from YouTube. I'm not monetized by any social media format. And I do my YouTube and TikToks for the mission statement that's outlined on this channel. That's why if you would like to participate in the comment section, if you'd like to ask me any questions concerning my content or the topics that I address, you have to read my channel description first. And then come and greet everybody in the room in a peaceful fashion. And then you can proceed to type whatever statement, question, comment, concern, troll that you might want to type. But greet everybody in a peaceful fashion first, because that's civilized. And you don't have to agree with someone's theology, someone's religion, someone's culture to greet them in a peaceful fashion. That's the only thing that I ask. That's the only thing that's required. And it seems like that's just too much to ask certain people. I don't know why that is, but people nowadays, they just have an ego problem. They have a God complex. They want to control everybody but themselves. They don't think about anybody except themselves, and that's a real problem. Well, today's topic, I'm going to talk about video games and violence. I don't know why that just popped into my head. Video games and violence. They've conditioned our children to be desensitized to violence through video games. Call of Duty. Shalom, RJ. Today is going excellent. Thank you for asking, because today is a special day, RJ. I don't know if you knew this or not, but today is a special day. It's a very special day today. And I'm going to tell you why. Because today is unique unto itself. For today, there has never been a day like today. And after today is over with, there'll never be another day just like it. So my whole philosophy is make the best of the day. Do something positive and constructive today, And that's why today's a special day. And it's going well. It's going quite well. I'm not going to let one moment ruin the whole day. I've made up in my mind. Cora, thank you for joining the live this morning. Shalom. That means peace be unto you. And thank you for joining. If you have any questions or comments or concerns, you and RJ can type them in the comment section. You see how easy that is? I'm quite civilized. I know a lot of my content probably rubs people the wrong way, but I do that to get people to start to think, have conversations, because conversations solve problems. A conversation solves problems. Arguments do not solve problems. Debates do not solve problems. Wars damn sure don't solve problems. The only thing that solves problems are conversations. And that's what they don't want everyday people to have, is conversations. Because I'm the Mad Trucker, the working definition of a conversation is this. A conversation is truthful and honest questions and answers using logic to come up with solutions to problems. Yeah, because if we start to have conversations, we'll see that we really have a lot more in common than we do different. You know, we have more in common than we do different. You know, as human beings on this earth, right? I see we have our first troll. Appreciate you exhibiting your smooth brain mentality in the comment section. Letting everybody know that you got an F and follows directions in high school, grammar school. You know, yeah. Thank you. Because at the end of the day, any coward can troll somebody behind an avatar. And that's what it is, you're scared. Truth scares you. Maybe you should put the pipe down. That's just some helpful advice, because you're exposing yourself every time you type in the comment section. You've exposed already that you cannot, number one, respect people. Number two, you cannot follow directions. Number three, you're just here to try to disrupt something that you can't disrupt, because people are going to have conversations, whether you're here trolling or not, whether I'm the only person doing this live and nobody watches, you know, but people do watch. And if one person just researches the things that I'm talking about, then, you know, the world will be a better place. And I empathize with you Neanderthals, you uncivilized troglodytes. You know, I use this opportunity to troll because you don't have a life. You actively go and look and seek and search out people to harass online. That's what you learn to do. You know. Now that you said hi, I can address you by your name to this person that's trolling. Tan Glover 469. Maybe one day, you know, you'll get a brain cell and actually use it. Okay. Thank you for the evidence. That's motivation for me to keep doing what I'm doing. When people like you jump into the comment sections with your smooth brain mentality, because your mother didn't give you enough attention as a child to troll, because you don't realize today is a special day, and you're not going to ruin my day, because I'm not going to give you that authority or that power. Okay? How's this for a definition, since you don't know how to use a dictionary? You don't know how to use a dictionary? You can't look up the word? Thank you. Like I said, thank you to Tang Lover 469 for providing the evidence that there are people with smooth brains that are uncivilized. They're troglodytes. They have a Neanderthal complex. And thank you for the evidence. Put you in timeout so you can sit in the corner, think about what you typed. And maybe if you grow up to that person, him and King Mongoose, if you grow up and you decide to be a civilized human being, you come back to the live, follow the directions, because you're more than welcome to come back. But that's the format. If you would like to participate in this comment section, you have to read my channel description first. And if it's something that you disagree with, or if it's something that you're not interested in, then what you can do is politely scroll on. Or you can provide the evidence in the comment section that you're an uncivilized troglodyte whose parents didn't give them enough attention as a child, and they're actively seeking it online from people because they don't have a life. I hope that you develop a higher standard. I suggest the Bible. I suggest the Bible, the Torah. Let's start with that. That's the first 5 books of your Bible, in case you didn't know. That's Genesis, Exodus, Leviticus, Numbers, and Deuteronomy. Read those. Read them. Even if you don't believe it, read it. And think. Because it's not illegal yet, but they're working on that. And they've done a real good job, you know, taking this past election. People were more anxious to just do away with the Constitution of the United States, do away with health care. The Affordable Health Care Act is Republicans branded Obamacare. You know, they voted to cut off their own nose to spite their faces. Yeah, a lot of smooth brains. And my suggestion is, screw that plate in. Screw that plate back in your skull. We've all been brainwashed. The educational system has failed all of us. I don't care what color you are. The educational system in America has failed you. Yeah. It was designed to fail you. And they're revamping it to make sure that the children that come up behind us, they don't know nothing about true historical facts, evidence, higher standards. And it's sad. But speaking of the youth, that's the topic for today. We're talking about video games and youth violence. That's the topic I decided to go on today. Call of Duty is a series. It's a video game series that kids play online where they shoot each other. It's very realistic. They show the blood and all that stuff. And it desensitizes children to violence. And it's been like that for some decades now. And I find it funny that there are regulations on alcohol, there are regulations on tobacco, there are regulations on just about everything, even movies. That's why we have a rating system, G to R, that rating system. It's a regulation. Matter of fact, in order to get an R, if it's really vulgar, they'll put an X on that film. They'll put an X on that film. So my question is, why don't they do the same for video games? And I know that they had some kind of system of it, but it's just like you can't send a 12-year-old to go buy a pack of cigarettes, right? You shouldn't be able to order these video games that glorify violence unless you have an adult's permission or an adult purchases that game. And if you purchase those games for your children, that's on you. But just know that the truth can never be a lie and a lie can never be the truth. If you buy your 8-year-old child Call of Duty, that game is for adults. It's marked for adults, but there's a very large percentage of underage children play it, and they don't police it. Fact of business, they police social media formats like TikTok and YouTube more than they do players of these video games. And it desensitizes children to violence. They don't emphasize, you know how hard it is to create a life. Out of millions of cells that came from your father, you were the smartest one. You were the quickest one. You were the quickest one. How hard it is for a woman to have to go through all of those changes and all those pains and morning sickness to bring a life into the world. And how easy it is to take one. It's always easier to destroy than to build. So when I say today is a special day, do something positive and constructive today, build something today. Build something positive today. Because today is a special day, whether you agree or not. Because today is unique unto itself. Before today, there's never been another day just like today. And after today is gone, there'll never be another day just like it. And this is what works for me. Praise the Most High Yah of everything seen and unseen, known and unknown. The Most High God of Abraham, Isaac, Jacob, Israel, and Ishmael created all existence by his word and his word alone. Who sent his son, the truth, to walk among us in the flesh, that if you seek the truth, not your truth or my truth, but if you seek the truth in your flesh, after your spirit leaves it, it'll live forever. I don't believe that anymore. I know that. Because you can't kill the truth. They've tried for centuries. They've failed miserably. And they're going to keep failing. A half of the truth is a whole lie. Now they just said, forget it. Just tell the kids all out lies. Christopher Columbus discovered America. Abraham Lincoln freed the slaves. The Pilgrims and the Indians were friends. If you're good all year, Santa Claus will bring you something special on Christmas, because Christmas is all about Jesus. All these half-truths are whole lies that people are slaves to. I'm not. I'm free. And that's the purpose of this live. That's the purpose of my channel, to inspire people to free themselves, because I can't free anybody but myself. You, if you're watching this, you, whoever you are, sir, ma'am, whatever pronoun you want to go by respectfully, you are the only person that can do that. You're the only person that can free yourself. You are the only person that can free yourself. And how do you free yourself? The truth. The truth frees you from lies. You can deny a lie, but you can't deny the truth. But people deny it all the time, don't they? So it's not that you can't deny the truth. We've been programmed to deny the truth about each other, about the natural world that we live in, about the God or creator we're supposed to serve. And everybody has arguments, debates, and goes to war about it. Dropping the book and losing the lesson. Well, let's pick that book back up. Let's get a higher standard, y'all. And I do appreciate that you come to the realization and the truth that you don't have to steal somebody else's joy to have joy. You don't have to steal or attempt to steal somebody's peace just to have peace yourself. You know, you might have it for a while, but it's fleeting. It don't last. That type of peace doesn't last, because narcissism, that's what narcissism is. People that derive their enjoyment from, putting down others, people that, actively go out to bully people, harass people because they don't agree. Well, I've made it to the homestead. I want to say thank you. I have to walk my dog and help my son so he can get ready for school. And I appreciate all of you. I really do. And if you have a take on today's topic, I'd love to hear it. What do you think about video games and violence? The boy Jiggy, thank you for joining. I'm going to address what you type, and I appreciate it. Much love. But Nubis, silencio. No tu muévete. Hey, no tu muévete. Where was I? Oh, I was addressing a visitor. No, I was saying that the comment section, and you're more than welcome. I'm not dissing, I'm not coming at you. It's just that there's a format on the live. If you like to participate in the comment section, because I really want to address what you type, and I really appreciate what you type, regardless if you follow this or not, but it is formatted. So if you ever come back and I don't address certain comments, it's because they didn't greet everybody peacefully, according to your culture, your custom, and your ways. Like I say, shalom. That's part of my custom. You don't have to say that. You can say hello. You can say hi. You can say peace, and then type whatever question, comment, concern you have. And I do appreciate your presence, the boy, Jiggy. I really appreciate it. And I'm gonna go ahead and read it for the sake of conversation. It says, the boy Jiggy says, when I was growing up, I know our school system was a bunch of lies. I learned more from the streets than I did in there, like when you were doing, like what you're doing, bro, so much. I like the fact that you said that, because that's really what it is. When I was younger, when I was in high school, I used to tell people there's no such thing as a teacher. And my wheels got to turning. I'm like, well, there's no such thing as a teacher, because a teacher really doesn't teach. A teacher is really a guide. That's all a teacher is a guide. They say you can lead a horse to water, you can't make them drink. Well, you can lead people to knowledge, but you can't make them think. So I don't know if this sounds like a rant or if I'm rambling, but follow my logic and my way of in how why I think this way. It's because you can sit in a classroom with 20 people. Good boy. You can sit in a classroom with 20 people, and the teacher comes into class and she says, "Okay, class, today's lesson is in algebra, and we're going to study the Pythagorean theorem. A squared plus B squared equals C squared." Okay, that room full of 20 people, right? You might have 5 of them that's paying attention. You might have 15. Hell, nobody, for all you know, maybe nobody's paying attention. But the ones that pay attention and write it down and study it, they're teaching themselves, and the teacher is really not teaching them. They're just guiding the student to information that they didn't previously have. They're guiding them to a thought process through a series of logic that they didn't have before, or they didn't think of before. So we have to teach ourselves. We have to think differently, because all of these problems that affect everybody, they're really just mindsets. People have a flawed mindset, and that flawed mindset is the ego. If I come from an era where it was always like F them kids, F them kids, F them kids, F them kids, right? Well, look, okay, if it wasn't F them kids, it was like, I don't give a F. Everybody say, I don't give a F. I don't give a F, right? Well, if nobody gives a F, what kind of world would that be? If nobody gives a F, nobody cares. Nobody cares. Nobody cares. I gotta get mine. You gotta get yours. If I can get over and be conniving or be deceitful to get over, that's what's gonna get respect. That's how it is. That's the big reason why the incumbent won the election, because the minds of people in this country, they don't think about anything other than themselves, and they run everybody through fear. Fear. People are scared to say what's right, scared to do what's right. You know, we live in America. It's a system that literally works you to the grave, from sperm to worm. They got a stamp on you from the time you come out your parents, and they inform on you through a birth certificate. You know, they tell you you have to get a job. If you don't get a job, then you can't get money. If you don't get money, then you can't buy a home. And then you won't have a home, and then you sleep on the ground. And they got laws where you can't sleep on the ground, and they'll take you off somewhere. So make sure you work your job, and make sure you keep your credit good, and you got the brand new Corvette and the big house and the brand new Sub-Zero freezer, and you're in debt for the rest of your life. But look at me, I'm living a dream. And then when you retire and everything's broken and that Corvette is on blocks, and when that mansion, needs a new roof and it's leaking, or you need a new water heater, you don't have anything to repair it with. What you gonna do then? We have to get back to the old way. That way of where, all these kids are kids, because none of us asked to be here, and take care of all these babies. When I was young, if I got caught doing something I didn't have any business doing, and a neighbor saw me, that neighbor would call my mom and let my mama know what I'm doing. And I get home, I'm oblivious to what's going on, and I'm thinking I'm good. Oh, she lay into me, and she called the neighbor and thanked the neighbor for telling her what I was out there doing. They ain't had no business doing. Or if it was really bad enough, the neighbor would spank me, he popped me. And go home and now tell your mama what you did. Come tell your mama what you did now. Because you wasn't supposed to say that. You wasn't supposed to do that now. They got a problem with it. You know where I live. Tell them come see me. My parents didn't freak out. Well, what are you doing, son? Because we were a community. We cared about one another. We cared about each other's children. We cared about each other. And that's not cool anymore. Well, it was never supposed to be cool in the first place. It was supposed to be law. It is law. Love thy neighbors, you love thyself. Love thy enemies, you love thyself. You think those are polite suggestions? Whether you're a Christian, Muslim, or Jew, you can't agree to that. To do unto others as you have them do unto you. If you don't want nobody stealing from you, don't go steal from nobody. You don't want somebody unaliving somebody that you love, don't go unalive nobody that has loved ones. It's as simple as that. It's simple. It's not as complicated as people make it out to be. And we have to get back to a higher standard, Joe. And like I said, like I always say, it ain't like I said, like I always say this, don't believe nothing that I say. Don't believe none of the videos I put out. But let these videos and stuff that I put out inspire you to research these things, to see if there's any misinformation in it, for your own freedom, for your own salvation, to expand your own mental process. Thinking about things that they didn't teach us in school. And it was designed for them not to teach us these things in school. We have to come out of her. We have to come out of this Babylon system. There are a lot of things that people don't realize. Human beings have more in common than different. We have more similarities than differences. Everybody's focusing on the differences, because if you're always focusing on what makes us different, that keeps us from coming together and really stopping the system that's messing everybody up. They don't care. You need me to do your hair? Okay, I'm going to sign off, son. Give me a second. Well, that's the Morning Drive Live. I'm the Mad Trucker, and I got some pressing business to do. I want to say to the 10 people that stopped in, thank you for stopping in and listening. Even if you didn't participate in the comment section, I want to say thank you to, what's the guy's name? I want to say thank you to RJ Edits. Anubis, he's coming. Sit down. Go take him outside and not put your head thing outside. I want to thank King Mongoose. I want to thank Tang Lover 469 for trolling today, providing the evidence. Dreaded, thank you for your input today. The boy Jiggy, thank you for joining the live today. You, thank you for commenting on the live. It's just to those that came in late, that didn't get it. The live in the comment section is welcome to everybody, but it's formatted. The only requirement to type anything in the comment section is to first read my channel description. And if it's something that you're interested in, if it's something that sparks your interest and you'd like to ask me a question about it, or if you have a comment about my content, if you have a topic of discussion, or just anything that's on your mind, come back and greet everybody first in the comment section by typing a peaceful greeting according to your culture, your customs, or your ways. And I'll be more than happy to address you, because that's what civilized people do. And we live in a very uncivilized world. And it seems like civilized people are a remnant. And I'd like to thank all the civilized people who joined me today and participated today. Even the ones that were uncivilized today in my comment section. Thank you for joining me. May the Most High bless and keep you. May his countenance be gracious unto you. May the Most High smile on you and give you shalom. I'm the Mad Trucker. I got a dog to walk and I got a son to get ready. Shalom.